Hey guys, Timmy here with Clanktronics. I've got the Google Home completely tore apart right now. This is just model number Home. So I've taken it all apart, and I wish I would have done a teardown of it, but really I've had this thing set up running just like this for so long that I almost just kept it like that, but I want it to be a little bit I don't know, cleaner, you know, that's all. But first off, you've got this circuit board here. That's your main one. This piece, I realized you don't have to have it plugged in. It's like a little magnetic base thing, and it goes down underneath in the base, and there's two little magnets in there, and then this clips into place. But I'm actually going to instead of buying a replacement speaker, I have these speakers from old smart tables I tore apart. Just anything with the right size of plug. I mean, this one's kind of ridiculous. It's got a max power of 60 watts. It's just pretty big compared to what was in it, but it works. I've actually been running it for quite a while, just like that. First off, let's make sure everything still works. So the ribbon cable inside of the top plugs into the ribbon cable on this. And if you're taking this apart right now, trying to figure it out, it goes back on like that, you know. So really, I'm gonna kind of put this thing back together, but just for my uses. And then this little ribbon cable plugs in just like that. You clip, oh, I didn't get that clip straight. Always double check your own work. There we go. Feels pretty good. And really, you just have a speaker, plugs in on the side of this, and heads up, if this little piece pops off, no big deal. Like, just slide it back on there. I've had it happen a lot with this. So we've just got it balanced in there. This piece wasn't necessary, but it can hook up right there. I mean, I'll just show you that it doesn't matter. So just go ahead and plug that in first. And then just like that. And you got a Deconstructed Google Home. And I mean, if you're trying to put this all back together, this might help you a little bit. But just to show you guys that the volume works and all of that, just a heads up, in this video I am going to say hey Google a lot. So just in case, you might want to turn off your Google Home. Let's wait for it to boot up a little bit, but you see that it's working, and I'm going to slightly put this back together. But you could run this just like that. You could even have, you know, if you had some damage to it. I haven't been able to get this circuit board out of the top of it, though. It has a weird metal post, and I don't have a screwdriver or anything that can take that off. It's probably glued on. So let's see here. Hey Google, tell me a joke.
What do you get when you put a vest on an alligator? An investigator.
Alright, so you guys see that it works. I'm going to go ahead and unplug it before I do any other work to it. Just unplug that. show you exactly. I'm going to actually, on purpose, pull this out. Okay. So, see how its piece is still connected? That happens a lot with these. So you just pull that little piece of plastic back off, and you just slide it on from the side. Go ahead and pop off the top. Alright, so let's get to it. I'm just going to cover, I'm going to use this as a little cool little stash box or something. I don't know. It's just kind of cool. But I've got the screws that I used, you know, that came out of it. And, you know, if I can't remember what screws I used, I just look over the device a little bit, get an idea of how long the screws should be, and then just pick them out. And I'm using the Nanch toolkit. I really like this brand because they're actually reinventing the screwdriver, which I've just always wanted, actually. It's like always been the same, and I think it's time to, you know, have something new. It looks like I'm gonna actually need, yeah, a Torx bit. I know I'm gonna need that Phillips though at some point. I don't remember what size this is or anything. Oh. Alright. So, nice. This is a T7 is what I'm using on these security bits. And you can actually check on the other side of the shell to see if you're using the right screws if you're not sure, and get an idea of the length and all that. Go ahead and try this out though. And just a heads up, guys, there is this little rubber gasket. If you're actually repairing this thing, you would have a speaker in this hole. I mean, that's about the only difference, guys. You know, these screwdrivers are super nice, but they are just, you know, like, that's why I like these Nanch screwdrivers so much. You can actually adjust out their length a little bit. There is a locking point though on them. These are just super cool. I'm getting off subject here, but looks like there was different lengths, but like I can't even reach that one spot on the other side. But this is just a little plastic shell for me. I'm just going to screw my circuit board back on it right here. Let's see if I can remember how this goes on, huh? I think it always helps to look at other parts. Like I have this piece, and I know that this piece goes up towards the button, and the power port down below. So you can kind of look at it and figure out if it makes sense or not. Like where it actually should go. So, it's hard for me to remember, but this is the bottom. So it actually goes on like that. Yeah, there we go. When you find the spot where it goes, it normally feels right, you know? Just try it out. So, I'm pretty sure, I don't know of all the different screws I used in this. I'm just trying to get the thing held together for now. But I know that these ones are smaller screws. Looks like the same T7. No? Maybe it's a T6. Sure is. So, I switched up screws on me a little bit. These are the silver ones. I don't know if I'm putting these back in the right spot, but it's better than having it completely tore apart all the time. This little magnetizer to help me out a little bit. I really like the Google Home, by the way. It's a really cool device. I would love to have tons of light bulbs that I could just tell them to all turn on and turn off. I guess I've always been trying to make a smart house. Looks like I was right about these ones. And yeah, I didn't bother putting all the screws in this because I don't care. I just want to put a bigger speaker on this because I don't want to spend all the money to buy one that fits. So we got our power port facing down. Now I actually have something to hold this in place, and I can just plug that ribbon cable back into right here. Oh. Make sure I get this all plugged in. And this ribbon cable is labeled which one is the top or the bottom. Make sure you guys pay attention to that. Mine's a little crooked hook to the top. I'm just straightening it out a little bit. Always double check your connections. Alright, so this has little notches, and your button is going to go where your button is. So that should be super easy to plug in. There we go. Now I at least have a shell to hold this thing together. Alright, now I'm going to put, I was just kind of test running that. I could probably put a couple screws in this plate just to hold it. That looks right. Just really any screw is fine for me on this one. I'm normally really picky about putting all the screws back in the right spots, but in this case, this is just my shop Google Home, and I don't really care. But if you really wanted to keep track of it, I love these things for keeping track of my screws. Little pill organizers or whatever. You can do it like stage 1, 2, 3, 4, you know, like outside screws, inside screws. I'll do that a lot. I'll switch it around. But for this one, it's just nice. I'm finally getting it put back together. I'm not even going to worry about this piece. I don't need it. I don't need these. I'm not even going to be putting that all the way back together. I mean, I guess I could put those on, but I really don't need them. So, let's see. I guess I'll just toss that in the bottom like that. No. Oh, I forgot to plug in my oops. I forgot to plug in my speaker. So I think that that's why I can't keep this piece on. I don't know if I can route my speaker right, because I don't have a very long wire to work with here. Oops. Because that would have to come out of the same hole. Okay. So, let's see if that covers it. Because that has my power line. That should actually be alright. I didn't really think this whole video through, guys. I just wanted to get another video made, and this thing's been driving me nuts because it's rattling. So just having a shell on it should fix all of my problems. It couldn't hear me either because the dang microphone was kind of getting pushed down. So this should help get the microphone up higher. My ribbon cable's giving me hell. Well, hopefully this video is helping you guys figure anything out with your Google Home, or if you want to try to do a special mod on yours or something. But looks like I'm going to have to pretty much leave this thing out for now. I mean, I could use it for the base of this speaker, which would look pretty cool. But with that all hooked up, let's see how well that works. Alright. It'll just take a second to boot up. Let's see if it's still working, you know? How well does that sit flat? I'm going to route those wires through and then just use this cup deal as the base for my speaker, I think. Hey Google, tell me a joke.
Why shouldn't you write with a broken pencil? Because it's pointless.
Well, it looks like that's going to work good enough. I mean, gives you guys an idea. I don't know if I'll have a speaker box for this or make the wires longer or anything like that, but that's better than what it was. It was just laid out how it was at the beginning of the video. So, thanks for watching, guys. Be sure to subscribe and like this video. It really helps get my name out there. It's every little bit of advertising is good. Thanks a lot, guys.